somewhere today that if Montana wins, this would be the upset of the century. Now, whether or not it was a newspaper man getting carried away or not, but it would rank right up there.
It's 30-29, UCLA leading Montana. Washington just has control. Just over 2 minutes left in the first half.
UCLA knows there's a long ways to go. And
Washington can't hit. McKenzie gets the rebound. The Grizzlies have a chance to take the lead again. They've led once at 18-16.
The head coach of Montana, Judd Heathcote, says slow her down, work for a good one. Let's enjoy it while we can. Why run in there and take a bad shot, even though they haven't been doing much of that in the first half.
Hayes off the pack, loses the ball, and it's out of bounds to UCLA. Tough break for Montana.
Good aggressive defense by UCLA. Caused that too, Dick.
Number 54, sophomore Marcus Johnson comes in, and Richard Washington will be rested for UCLA with 1 minute 43 seconds left in the first half. We'll run down all the NCAA tournament games for you and the scores that we have at halftime, show you how the pairings are set up. 16 teams left starting tonight's action, and this is the David and Goliath. UCLA against Montana, and it's only a 1-point difference. Myers scores, and that just took power by Myers to get that two.
The ball got deflected there, Dick, and it was a situation where Myers just kept his balance and was able to control the pass.
6 points for Myers. Hayes right back for Montana, hits again. 32-31. What an individual performance by Hayes. He has 17 points. We're at the 1 minute mark. Final minute now. Rollinger, Bergovich, Johnson, and it's McCarter who will shoot it. The bank shot won't drop. McKenzie's got the rebound. It's the Hayes, the do-everything performer. Can he hit again? Oh, my!
What an evening Eric Hayes is having after a fantastic evening in Pullman, Washington, when he scored 26 points.
He has this Portland crowd, and there are very few partisans here. These are just fans from Oregon on their feet.
Well, Eric Hayes is from Oregon, too, Dick, from a little town down by Eugene, Junction City.
UCLA's Andre McCarter gives the Bruins a lead, 34-33, 17-16. 15 seconds left in the half. It's been a great first half, and stay with us. This could be one of the big ones in the NCAA. And we have Arizona State and Las Vegas following. Knocked out of bounds by Myers. 6 seconds left in the half. In comes number 55 for UCLA, Gavin Smith. And number 42, Tim Stambaugh, returns for Montana. The Grizzlies have 6 seconds to get away
after a shot goes up. How do you think this UCLA team compares to some of those of the past decade or so, Dad?
Well, there's one big absence, of course, and that's the dominating factor that they had when they had Jabbar and when they had Walton. They simply do not have any player there, even though Myers is a bona fide All-American. They simply do not have a dominating figure like they had when they had Walton. He seemed to dominate the play, and this makes a lot of difference.
Okay, Ned, what can we look for in the second game tonight against Nevada, Las Vegas?
Well, we hope we'll find a lot of action. I am sure that Las Vegas has a tremendously quick team besides good size. And I think they have the ability to get up and down the floor, and of course this is what Lee liked to do, so I think it's going to be a much faster paced game than the one we're seeing right now.
Okay, Ned. Jerry, what can we look for in the second game tonight?
Well, you know, we hope that our kids are really going to play their best game of the year. We have to play our best game. We're very close to our best game to be able to pull this one out. Arizona State has a great ball club.
From the Portland Coliseum, Dick Enberg with Dave Gamby. The first half, UCLA 34, Montana 33. The official statistics are not with us as yet, but as we told you, Eric Hayes unofficially. Jack Bailey, our statistician tonight, with 19 points to lead all scorers. Richard Washington leading a well-balanced UCLA attack with 8. We can duck in a couple of halftime scores from the NIT. Princeton leads South Carolina 42-24 at halftime. At halftime, Louisville 42, Cincinnati 25, and in the second half, it's Indiana 70, Oregon State 54. As soon as we have finals, we certainly will pass them along to you. The official statistics are in. Dave, anything jump out at you?
Right. Anything really jumps out at me, Dick, I should say so. I'm just looking at Montana stats, and Eric Hayes is an unbelievable 9 for 9 from the floor. He scored 19 points, 19 of Montana's 33. That really jumps out at me, Dick, and I can't remember him having more than 1 or 2 layups. So he's doing a fantastic job, and I think probably it's going to key on the job UCLA does on him. UCLA in the first half shot 39% to Montana's 53%, so that in itself tells a story. Other than that, it looks like, well, here's one I can hardly believe. Rebound, Montana 21, UCLA 14, and UCLA just doesn't get out-rebounded. So really, things are pretty much in Montana's favor after looking at how things was in the first half.
All right, here we go, second half. Drollinger for UCLA against McKenzie of Montana. 20 minutes to go. The winner advances to the finals on Saturday against the victor in the Arizona State University of Nevada Las Vegas game. Drollinger at 7-1, tips it off to Myers, and the Bruins with the lead. Go on the attack. It appears Montana in a man-to-man, although they played a lot of zone. Washington guns and hits. Richard Washington has 10 points. He was 3 out of 7 in the first half.
The first half of UCLA had shooting, Dick, just wasn't a typical first half, typical UCLA team type of first half. They didn't shoot well, and although they rebounded on their offensive boards well, they overall didn't rebound like they normally do.
They know they're in a game now, and you can be sure that John Wooden was well in tune in that regard. The foul is on Drollinger of UCLA with the arm.
Right. McKenzie makes a great move. You can see how Drollinger's overplaying him to his left, and then he steps in to Drollinger just a little bit, but there was room for him to get by, so he draws the foul.
Ken McKenzie, 3 years he played on the Canadian national team, was the leading rebounder in last summer's World University game. Dances in and out.
Lively hope.
McKenzie looking for his 9th point. 6'9" senior. He's a 70% free throw shooter. 36-34 the score. Just underway in the second half.
Montana has been, like you mentioned, Dick, going in and out of that zone defense. Now they're back in there man-to-man.
Drollinger scores. 38-34. Drollinger kissing it off the glass. Has 7. Tom Peck with the ball. This is Smedley. Hayes, the star of that first half. McKenzie coming outside to shoot a 16-footer. Drollinger up high for the rebound. McCarter leads the break. Pergovich fires way off the mark. Hurried his shot. Peck at 5'10 with a rebound.
The thing I like about Montana, too, Dick, they're not afraid to take it right back at UCLA. And then if they have a fast break, they'll take it in for the layup. If they don't, they settle down and do what they're doing now, just kind of work it around.
Richardson, the only freshman. The other 4 men are seniors for Montana, the starting unit.
UCLA choosing to go with Drollinger to get that additional height. I'm sure John Wooden knows that they were out-rebounded in the first half, and he figures that Drollinger will give him a little bit more of an edge.
Smedley dumping it off to Peck. McKenzie with a left-handed hook. That's his baby. 38-36. McKenzie has 11. Well, that's quite a 1-2 attack. Hayes on the outside and McKenzie on the inside for Montana. Richard Washington off the mark. Richardson rebounds for Montana. They're going for a tying basket. Smedley from 17. Didn't really want to shoot it.
No,
and
he didn't. Right, Dick. He hesitated just a second. That was long enough to throw him off stride. It spoiled his rhythm, and so he didn't hit the shot.
He had the open shot and thought, well, maybe better take it after all. Washington right back for UCLA, and Richard Washington keeping the Bruins in front, 40-36. He has a dozen. Got to be a throw for him playing back in his hometown, Portland, Oregon. Ball went right off Turgovich's head to Hayes. They have David Myers on Eric Hayes, and that's a compliment in itself to put the All-American, a great defender. Blocked by Drollinger. McCarter the other way.
UCLA did the same thing against Michigan. They put Myers on Q-Pex after he scored 20 points in the first half, and it cooled him off considerably. I think he ended up with 28 points.
Washington again. He's hot. Richard Washington, 42-36 UCLA. As Washington has 3 field goals and Montana wants time. With 3 minutes gone in the second half, the Bruins 42, the Grizzlies 36.
When you furnish your home from Hope Furniture, you know you're getting the best of 2 worlds. When Hope...
Drollinger, mountain climber, is his hobby.
He's got an awfully unusual release. Reminds me of Bill Walton when he lets the ball slide out of his hand.
course, he grew up in Walton's shadow in the La Mesa area and then at UCLA, and of course was taught by Walton in practice sessions last year. Rebound by Hayes. Mr. Hustle, they call him, and he's been all of that in this game, although he's not been able to get a shot away in the second half.
UCLA, I'm sure, is concentrated on him. You don't score 15 points in the first half and have UCLA forget about you.
McKenzie with a hook shot. Tough luck. Drollinger rebounds. McKenzie's had a couple that just have failed to drop. McCarter out of control, and the foul is on whom?
Looks like it might have been on Richardson reaching in, Dick. We'll get a good shot of it here. There's Richardson, number 20, reaching in right there. Knocks McCarter off balance. Not a shooting foul.
Second foul on Richardson. Scott Heathcote, the head man at Montana, fourth year, Washington State graduate, was an assistant under Marv Hartzman at Washington State, his assistant at Jim Brandenburg. They didn't like that call.
Every time you check the defensive alignments, you can see a mismatch. And right now, Eric Hayes at 6'3" is playing Dave Myers at 6'8".
Myers knocked down, and of course, every time he goes to the floor, that entire UCLA bench winces because he's crippled, and they could ill afford to lose him should they win this one tonight.
Fans thought it might have been offensive charging on Drollinger that time.
43-38. Washington can't hit it. Turgovich follows and scores. Pete Turgovich.
Tough shot by Turgovich.
45-38 UCLA. 4.5 minutes gone in the second half. Turgovich has 7 points. Hayes still looking for that first shot of this half. What a play.
He's 6'3", but he has some moves.
He got a lot of mileage out of that spin and pivot, didn't he?
No dribbles from the free throw line to the basket.
45-40 the score. Hayes with his first points of the second half has 21 in the game. Myers connects for UCLA. He now has 8. 5 minutes have been played second half. Richardson loses it. Did Turgovich touch it? No. Turnover to UCLA, and in the first half, turnovers 11 Montana, 5 UCLA. Otherwise, the Grizzlies might well have had the lead at the intermission.
That could have very well kept it even, Dick. Montana still playing a man-to-man defense. Hayes is concentrating on Myers. Now they switch, and Sambaugh's playing Washington.
Myers over Hayes. Can't hit it. And the foul is on whom? Drollinger of UCLA pushing off for position. His third foul. Number 32, Tom Peck, returns to the Montana lineup. He replaces freshman Mike Richardson. Grizzlies need a basket. They trail 47-40. McKenzie on the back door and traveling. No, it's a foul on UCLA. That's why he traveled.
It looked like a blocking foul on Myers, number 34. We'll get a shot of it. No, I guess it was Washington. Number 31, Rich Washington, hit him with the body.
His second foul. Tim Stambaugh, man who was fouled, and he goes out of the game. Replaced by 34, Larry Smedley, the 6'6 senior. Fred Heathcote, nice job of moving fresh personnel into the game. Smedley would not drop, and McKenzie tips it in. Ken McKenzie.
All I could see was 2 Bruins there, and somehow McKenzie got in between them.
Between McKenzie and Hayes, they have scored 34 of the Grizzlies' 42 points. Myers can't connect. Drollinger's height pays off. Out of bounds to UCLA. Final score, Indiana 81, Oregon State 71. So the Beavers, the backup team in the Pacific 8 Conference, gave the Hoosiers a good one, but Indiana prevails by 10. It'll be Indiana and Kentucky. What a classic matchup that should be. 2 intense rivals anyway, Saturday for the Mid-East Regional. Washington connects for the Bruins, and it's 49-42. He now has 16.
A situation there, Dick, where Richard Washington realized he had small Tom Peck on him, and he wasn't about to give the ball up. He knew he could shoot it over him, and he did.
Turgovich deflects, but can't steal. Inside, McKenzie was open on a switch. They got Drollinger out, and Myers couldn't pick up his man.
So far, UCLA just cannot quite find the trick that's going to break this ball game open. Montana has to be impressing all 9,000 or 10,000 of these people here. And human nature, too, it seems like they're all pulling for Montana, too. The underdog.
Rollinger and hit it. McKenzie rebounds. The Grizzlies go on the attack. Demers to Hayes. He misses one. That's his first miss of the game, and Myers rebounds.
Hayes did the smart thing there. He shot a reverse layup. The fans thought he was fouled. The coaches for Montana thought he was fouled, but no call.
Washington the other way, can't connect. Who's got it? Washington gets it out of a crowd.
UCLA, I don't care what Montana does from here on in. UCLA is in a ball game.
McCarter working on Peck. Knocks it in.
Nice move by McCarter.
51-44. He had the height advantage of 4 inches and used it well. He has 6 points in the game. 7-point UCLA lead with 12 and a half minutes left. Hayes is free. Misses. Washington rebound. McCarter brings it up.
It's something when everybody expects you to make every shot. Whatever Hayes shoots, they all expect it to drop. He's only human too.
Myers drops it in, and it's the UCLA's biggest lead, 9 points. Timeout, Montana. 12:05.
Missed free throws are just a luxury, too, that Montana can't afford.
Let's recheck the official tabulation on the big board over our heads. Washington with 3 fouls. That's a very important difference. 3, not 4 for Washington. Richardson knocked it right back to Turgovich. UCLA with the ball and protecting its biggest lead, 9 points, with 11 and a half minutes left. Washington from 20. Richardson rebounds. Eric Hayes. Smedley from the baseline. Assist to Hayes. Smedley scores. He has 8.
Smedley is one of Montana's best shooters, but it's a situation with him where he has to be open in order to get the shot off. He's not a fast shooter. Give him a little bit of room, though, and he'll put it in. Montana is still in the man-to-man defense, trying to play aggressively on the ball.
Washington State 71, and it was Cincinnati losing to Louisville 78-63. Those are the finals from the other NCAA regionals. And, of course, the big upset, the Orangemen, after knocking off LaSalle, come right back to beat UNC, the Tar Heels, tonight by 2 to be one of the Eastern regional finalists. Turnover. Richardson.
Listen out. For Montana.
Ben Demers was too far underneath the bucket. Hit the underside of the iron.
Looks like, at least on that previous sequence down the floor, UCLA's trying to get the ball in deep. Oh, Myers went way up on that one.
Can we see that again? Here's a man with a bad series of injuries. How high can you go when you're hurt?
When you have 3 injuries and only 2 legs.
55-46 the score with 10 minutes left in the game. Plenty of time. McKenzie has to go outside to shoot over Drollinger, and Washington rebounds for UCLA. He had 17 boards against Michigan, his tops of the year. Foul is going to be on UCLA for charging McCarter.
No basket on it either. We'll get a good shot right here. I can't make out who it is, but you can clearly see. It looks like he got by Richardson and hit Demers for the offensive foul.
In for Montana's number 42, Tim Stamboy. He's from Portland, Oregon, went to Grant High School, art major, averaging 5 a game. 9-point difference with just under 10 minutes left. Hayes drawing a crowd. Myers in himself is a crowd defensively. They call him the spider with those long legs and arms. He does surround his opponent defensively.
And very well, the difference to be in the second half is the fact that UCLA has cut off Eric Hayes' scoring.
Myers got it first, and it went off to McCarter. And now it appears the momentum has switched to the perennial Western champions, the Bruins of UCLA. 9.5 minutes left. Myers from 16, way off the mark. He's a much better shooter than he has shown tonight. That's Hayes. Nice pass. McCarter touched it last.
Well, it sounds as though there are a few UCLA fans here, Dick.
There's a core of fans who came out from Southern California, and Montana well represented too. A lot of fans from Oregon, California alums of these two schools here to cheer on their alma mater. 55-46, Montana trails UCLA. Quick-moving Montana offense of the first half has been slowed down here in the second half. Indiana, the Hoosiers of Indiana, Bobby Knight, as we said, have won tonight, and they'll play Kentucky in the final Saturday. Waiting for that other score from the Eastern Regional. Heavy side to McKenzie, can't hit it, so Montana's turned cold.
Right. Demers got into a lot of traffic, very heavy traffic there, dished off to McKenzie. McKenzie didn't have a good angle.
Kick by Richardson, out of bounds to UCLA. You know, an interesting statistic, and John Wooden was not the coach then, UCLA has never beaten Montana. They played twice, and Montana, one of the few teams anywhere that has a 2-0 record against UCLA. There's a but to that. Foul is against Montana's Demers. The two victories for Montana came in 1930-31 when they won 29-28 and 59-27.
You'll see McCarter kind of jump back a little bit. He gave Demers a good shot right in the jaw. I hope Demers is okay. It looked like McCarter hit him with his shoulder.
He's all right. McCarter with 6 points. He's made half of his 4 free throws. It remains 55-46. McCarter Jr. from Overbrook High School in Philadelphia. Those irons are lively. This is Hayes. Still can't shoot.
And they have gone cold, Dick. Montana's getting some open shots, but they're just not dropping like they were in the first half. Eric Hayes after the ball, doing a great job on McCarter. Montana comes up with the ball, too.
You don't take the ball away from McCarter very often.
Absolutely right.
That's just a good hustle by Hayes.
Super effort.
7 minutes, 45 seconds left. Myers, sweeping hook. He can do it all. Eric Hayes has 23. That's only his second goal in the second half, however. And he had to give away 5 inches on that matchup to get that shot over Myers.
I noticed he faded away quite a bit.
Turgovich scores for UCLA, and Judd Heathcote across the way is furious for Montana. He thought Turgovich charged. And the fans here in Portland, Oregon have seen an excellent game tonight. Turgovich and McCarter, the starting backcourt of UCLA, rested. 7 minutes left in the game. UCLA 57, Montana 48. Marcus Johnson 54 and number 40 Casey Corliss in for UCLA. Also number 22 Ray Townsend. Freshman guard. So John Wooden resting some of his starters, and there's a turnover immediately. Eric Hayes, he scores again, and he's fouled by Corliss. Hayes protecting the ball well. He has been the hero for Montana.
Win or lose, he has definitely been the hero. Earlier in the game, I think he would have been reluctant to try and outrun these ball players, but he's loose now. He stretches out. Made a great shot, too, right-handed. Eric Hayes, what a ball game.
He's got 25 points. That is his career high at Montana, where he has shot an amazing 53% from the floor and 81% from the line, both Montana records.
An interesting side note, he's got a brother that's an all-state basketball player in Junction City, and oddly enough, and a real credit to him, he has only one leg.
57-51, Hayes with his all-time high, and another turnover. It went off the leg of Townsend, and the young back line of the Bruins has been forced into 2 turnovers. That was a good call and a tough one to make.
Now, should Montana be able to come down and score here, we're going to have an entirely different ball game.
6.5 minutes left. Plenty of time, Dave.
Plenty of time. Montana can use it. Here's the play that they used against Utah State. Hit McKenzie, and then Hayes breaks around him. And Hayes runs this play very effectively. They're wide open.
57-53, and the Montana fans are smelling an upset. 6 minutes left in the game. This is Corliss, blocked by McKenzie.
Great block by McKenzie. Corliss was wide open. McKenzie came out of nowhere to get the ball.
Corliss, 6'6.5", a sophomore from West Los Angeles. Oh, look at Judd Heathcote. You see, feel the pressure. He might be smelling a big upset win. His greatest victory as a head coach. Townsend of UCLA. The freshman hits a 20-footer. Whoa, that shows some nerve.
He just put it right in the back of the basket.
Townsend from San Jose went to Camden High School. His father is playing on the San Jose junior college team this year. McKenzie against Washington. Right back into McKenzie. There's Mr. Hayes. Batted out, but right to Townsend. Look at Hayes hustle back to cut off Townsend.
Larry Smedley got his hand on that ball. They have a little altercation in midcourt. Nothing too serious, I don't think.
Richardson and Townsend, two freshman guards, and they're showing their lack of maturity and nothing serious at all. Andre McCarter's about to come back in for UCLA to stabilize that offense, and this is number 30, Ben Demers from Missoula, Montana, 6'3" sophomore. McCarter will replace Townsend. That comes as no surprise. And no matter whether the player of UCLA initiates the altercation or is involved in it, you can almost bet that John Wooden will have him out as soon as he can. Doesn't want anything to fire from there. 59-53, UCLA leads with just over 5 minutes left.
Well, also, too, Dick, you've made a good point. But it's a situation where right now John Wooden's doing everything he can to get his starting five in. He realizes that he just might be in an extremely close ball game before this is over.
Turgovich returns, and Corliss goes out. So the first unit is back in for John Wooden, who has set every conceivable NCAA record, most championships, most consecutive wins at all. So for UCLA, it's now McCarter and Turgovich, Myers, Marcus Johnson, and Richard Washington. Myers has been knocked away by Hayes. He's everywhere.
Montana extremely aggressive now in their man-to-man defense, hoping to force that turnover. It's going to take a couple turnovers if they want to get back in it.
Turgovich connects. That's a big basket for UCLA.
That was a big hope, Dick.
61-53. Turgovich, who has played very well the second half of the year, has 10. McKenzie inside with a hook. Back out to number 34, Larry Smedley. Smedley of Montana has 10. 61-55. The Grizzlies have refused to fold. 4:24 left in the game. Turgovich will pump and hit. Turgovich, a clutch 18-footer, and he was fouled.
I think Tom Peck got his hand in Turgovich's face. We might get another look at it there. I know he didn't hit him in the arm. Here's Turgovich making the drive. You can see. Oh, I guess it was Smedley that got his hand in his face. Right, somebody hit Turgovich in the face as he took the shot.
Smedley's third foul, and Turgovich trying to convert the three-point play. Well, that was a clutch jumper by Turgovich, the senior from Indiana.
5 big points by Turgovich here in the last 10 or 15 seconds.
4:16 left, and now Montana will look for Hayes or McKenzie to get two back. Now it'll be Smedley from 20, short. Johnson rebound. UCLA with exactly 4 minutes left in the game has a 9-point lead. After Montana drew within 4 at 57-53. Turgovich again. And who's the foul on?
Offensive foul on Turgovich. Hayes got underneath him in time to draw the offensive foul.
And the peripatetic Eric Hayes, who just seems to be everywhere, was also in the way of Turgovich and got the foul.
Right. I think he got hurt a little bit on that. He's holding his head like he got a bump. They're asking now, was the ball out of Turgovich's hand? But they don't seem to understand. Hayes says the ball was out of his hand, so it should have been the same as a loose ball foul. Judd Heathcote's very upset about that. I'd have to agree with Hayes.
Well, you can see Judd's had a tough night. He's got that wet-head look going for him.
All right.
64-55. Hayes, and there's the sweeping hook. In there. It would have counted anyway. Somebody hit the bucket. Let's go back to the previous play.
We'll get a look here. Now, was the ball out of Turgovic's hand when the contact was made? It looks like it was very, very close.
That's why they not overpaid those officials. Foul is on Hayes. His first foul of the game. He has played a marvelous basketball game, and his parents must be so tremendously proud of this young man, John Wooden, who has an eye for the keen opponent. Certainly, I'm sure after this game we'll have words of praise for senior Eric Hayes. 3.5 minutes left. 64-57 UCLA, and it's not over yet. Out of bounds to Montana.
Looked like it went off Turgovic's foot. This Montana ball club is scrappy. They refuse to say die. There's 3 minutes and 19 seconds left, and we have enjoyed one whale of a basketball game.
3:07, 3:06. McKenzie can't hit, and Johnson rebounds. If McKenzie had had one of his usual hot nights, it might be a different story. Less than 3 minutes left. 7-point UCLA lead. Montana has committed 16 fouls. There's Hayes again with a turnover. And out of bounds, foul by Marcus Johnson. He fouled Hayes. And that will be 1-1 for Eric Hayes. Look at the hustle of 10, Hayes.
Hayes knocks the ball away right there. Did a great job. Montana came up with the ball. It got knocked loose again, and Marcus Johnson right there gets called for reaching over the top.
Eric Hayes at the line with his career high. The senior at Montana looking for his 29th point of the game. His previous high was 25. Pete Turgovich wearing that total on his back. 64-58. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. The 6'3" forward, only 6'3", has 30 points tonight against one of the top teams in the nation, UCLA. 5-point lead, 2:37 left. Turgovich to Washington, a 12-footer. Not there, and it's Hayes again who knocked it away. Foul on Myers. And, Eric Hayes was hit by the official. Unintentionally, the official was indicating his foul, and on his backswing, Hayes, we've said he's everywhere. He was even in the way of the official. Look at that.
What a shot. I can't. And Judd Heathcote's upset. I imagine they're going to want to take a moment or two to let the cobwebs clear from Eric Hayes' head. There it is right there. Whoa. I've seen a lot of basketball games, but I saw an official this year run over a ball player, just knock him down. But he took a real shot to the chop.
You know, he's like that little brother. Every time you turn around, you're walking over him. But more importantly, not only are you getting in his way, he is taking the ball away from you. He is making basket. He's inspiring his team. This is some young scholar athlete, an A student. He's also a hustler in the classroom. Fine young man. I am tremendously impressed by what I've seen tonight.
I was totally impressed by him the last game up in Pullman that I saw him play. What a basketball player, and he gets the maximum out of his physical abilities. He doesn't try to beat his man one-on-one. He'll pass the ball. He'll go without the ball. He does just exactly what he should do, it seems like, on every occasion.
He now has 32 points, but more importantly, 64-61 the score. Washington with the pressure on. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left.
And I'll tell you another thing, Dick. There's nothing wrong with this pressure that Montana's putting on. They do a superb job of pressure defense here.
Hayes again. Hayes and Richardson jump ball.
And I can't help but think back about all in the UCLA's last 6 basketball games. They have been in what you might call trouble in at least 4 of them.
McCarter at 6'3", Hayes at 6'3". 2 minutes, 12 seconds left. UCLA's lead is just 3 points. McCarter wins the tap. Hayes takes it away again for a moment, and Myers is in the right place to collect it. Hayes is just double teaming the ball. Wherever it goes, Hayes follows it, unless it's inside.
There's a steal by
with a steal. Great play by the freshman Richardson, and this crowd is on its feet. UCLA 64, Montana 61. 1 minute, 50 seconds left. The winner advances to the final 8 of the NCAA. And who would have thought Montana, with less than 2 minutes left, would have a chance?
Watch Harry Case here. Nope.
McKenzie. He can't hit that hook shot, and there's a whistle underneath. The foul, I believe, is on McKenzie trying to get his own rebound.
Yeah, I believe the foul on that, Dick, was on number 20, Richardson. Right. He pushed off, it looked like on Marcus Johnson with his left hand there.
4 fouls on Richardson, and at the other end, a critical 1-and-1 for Pete Turgovich.
And UCLA wants a timeout. They want to talk about it.
Almost bounced in. It was not a good shot, but took a good carom.
Here's a look at the shot.